So now it's time for another update on artificial intelligence. You know, this has been a very common subject for us here at Describe TV. And the reason why is it's very likely that artificial intelligence, AI, will be the single most impactful subject in the future of finance, employment, the economy, and even the well-being of individual people. Artificial intelligence has not yet become so mainstream that it's ubiquitous in society, but it is taking over many jobs. It's affecting what's going on behind the scenes with things like contracts, with things like interest rates. The most important effect is going to be in jobs and also as a consumer, how you deal with companies. Going through a couple articles that will prove this point. As always, we bring the receipts. We don't just say, here's our opinion, here's what we think is going to happen. We show the data points pointing to where all this is going. To start with, the person who is considered the godfather of artificial intelligence says he fears technology could one day take over humanity. He sounds the alarm on AI being a danger to society. And that's not a new thought. We've all had that consideration or concern in the past. Everything from seeing it in the movies and how it takes over wars and controls people. The next thing is a little bit of a backlash, where in some industries people are talking about how actual humans are better than artificial intelligence. Technology has its place, but it simply can't compare with the human touch when it comes to, in this case, real estate. But I'm sure as a consumer, you prefer to talk to an actual human. In many of our businesses, everything from insurance to real estate to investigations to surety bonds, even document preparation and legal assistance, the most common first line out of anybody's mouth when they call in is, I want to talk to an actual human. I just want to talk to a real person. I prefer to talk to a person, not a computer, not a machine. So this is something that's still in place. Now, that may change. I know you have an opinion about that. Do you think that at some point in the future, humans would rather talk to machines than other humans? Look, social media has already gotten us to transition from face-to-face contact to face-to-phone contact. So maybe at some point, artificial intelligence will be more preferred. Maybe it'll be conditioned. I know you have an opinion about that. Let us know in the comments. What about employment? Well, here's an article that talks about how artificial intelligence is threatening blue-collar jobs, not just office jobs, programmers, advertising agents. It's not coming for white-collar workers only. It's coming to manufacturers. There's even artificial intelligence wait staff that brings food to tables in restaurants. If you notice in this article, it was in a business publication. Look what's right below. Continued jobless claims. So it's related to employment, right? It's sweeping across industries. Seen as a great threat to many white-collar jobs, it's rapidly advancing manufacturing, showing blue-collar jobs are at risk of being replaced too. So what happens when 10, 15, 20% of jobs go to AI? What happens to all those employees? How do they get paid? How do they pay their bills? Next article is, why are we hearing so much about artificial intelligence? It's starting to become more popular in the news. And it's not just that it's happening more. There's a reason why it's being featured more in the news. Part of it's being conditioned to have it be normalized, where you expect it, not have to talk to an actual human. Part of it is also because companies that are in the business of AI want it to be a bigger thing. They want to sell more of it. And you may have seen this too. Over the past year, the public hasn't been able to escape the term AI. Concept has been around for a long time, but it's exploded in popularity, seizing public attention. Why is that? Well, here's the bottom line. Venture capital firms are investing in technology, so it's a money thing, right? It's something where the big money is putting their investments behind this because it saves expenses for a company. If you have a company with 500 employees and you can AI 20% of it, you save 100 employees worth of salary. 100 employees worth of salary if you can do the same job. Even at a modest income of $40-something thousand a year times 100 employees, by the time you figure in benefits and payroll taxes, you're saving $5 million a year. $5 million a year. And that AI technology might cost you $1 million to put it in place, but you save $5 million a year forever. It's permanent. It's like an annuity. So that's why you're seeing it more in popular culture. And it's also becoming a point of conflict between people. AI can help companies save money. It also replaces workers. Artists have raised concerns. This is where you have the big strike in Hollywood because the writers and the actors were afraid that AI is going to take over their jobs. How fast is this advancing? Well, according to one article, AI will be smarter than humans in 5 years. The breakneck pace of AI, right? It's accelerating rapidly. It's not taking a slow pace to catch up. It's getting better. And if AI is as much of a threat now, in 5 years when it's smarter than humans, how much more is that going to affect employment? And when will it creep into your employment, into your job? According to the prediction of experts, by 2029, computers will have human-level intelligence. Will multiply the effective intelligence a billion-fold, merging with the intelligence we've created. So it can take all the knowledge that's online, all the knowledge that's electronic, put it into a very high calculation environment. Think about if you had to read 20 websites and absorb everything and learn everything and come up with a conclusion, how long that would take. AI can do it instantly because the computers can process much faster than the human brain. And the result will be in 5 years, AI models will be able to reason better than people can. There's an uncertainty about what's going to happen next. These things do understand, meaning the computers do understand. It's a growth phase. We need to think hard about what's going to happen next. You think? We should really be prepared for this. And last, even in online environments, AI agents can roam the internet and replace workers. So researchers are going to be out of work because chatbots are going to do their job, right? In this case, it talks about playing games and checking websites, but it can do everything. You just set it and forget it. You don't have to run it like a machine. You don't have to keep pushing buttons. You tell it what you want it to do. You turn it loose on the internet, and it does research. It does analysis. It can prepare documents. It can source records and produce the results that may have taken 2 or 3 people weeks to do. It can do it in maybe an hour with no people. And in the office environment, AI agents could become more sophisticated, replace office work, and automate any white-collar job. This is a huge commercial opportunity, potentially trillions of dollars. So that's an opportunity, upside for the business, but consequences for society. So if you don't have people with these jobs, how are they going to pay for the roof over their head, their car, their food, their clothes, right? Sure, it saves money for the company, but if there's no customers to buy what the company is selling, then what's the point? I know you have an opinion about that. Let us know in the comments what you think about AI taking over, and are there any limits? Will AI ever run into a limit where they say, no, we can't do this? AI is not capable. And the bottom line is that AI can do anything we can do. It doesn't just replace boring tasks, it replaced all the tasks. So any task right now done by a human that you get paid for can be replaced with AI, which is great because you don't have to do the task. But if you're doing that task in exchange for money from your employer, then you don't have to do the task, but you also don't get the money. Do you think this has a long-term threat against society well-being? And if it does, is that being considered or factored in as it's being deployed? And what's the end game? What happens in 4 or 5, 6 years or 10 years? What happens to jobs of teachers, of assistants, administrative people, office people, programmers, really anybody, even in management? What happens to those jobs? And do the formerly employed people have some kind of a safety net to where when their jobs are replaced, they have a way to be able to survive in life.